The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Falso and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests, words from chaos. Get it off our chest. Rhode Island, worldwide, dark corners in all places. Speak how we live, radio show, smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road, right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live.
Oh my God.
That's right, boys and girls. We are back. Street Corner Soapbox. I'm here with my brother, Lord Willin.
Hey now.
What up, what up, what up?
What's going on?
Two good guests today. Or tonight, rather.
Tonight. It is tonight.
Kim.
Hi.
Hi, Kim.
And Adrian Hush.
Adrian Hush.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
Hello.
How's it going, ladies?
Thank you, girls, for coming on the show.
Yeah,
You guys already got me playing with stuff in my
Amazing.
hand.
We can see that. Yes, yes.
Goodness.
It's a precursor to the conversation.
Oh my God.
So, how you guys doing, all right? You ready to do this?
Yup.
This is their first podcast.
First podcast. You haven't been on a podcast, have you?
No.
No.
Not you either. What are you doing?
Anyways, I'm just trying to drink my like when you went out, like we're like, oh, I'm gonna do this like thing. Like
She wants me to talk about porn.
All right, talk about porn. I guess that was the elephant in the room. I don't know.
Costa Rica.
Tell me about your trip in Costa Rica. Beautiful. She sent me the most beautiful pictures. Do you want to talk about that or no?
Yeah, I'll talk.
Too late now. You want to talk about it?
I want to. I'm gonna talk about it. It's so cool.
You know, I had a big moment when I moved back, and I deleted all my pictures. So I don't have any pictures from that trip.
Stupid.
But
I love it.
No.
I mean, maybe I have some.
Kim probably has them, yeah.
I hope you do.
I
would
probably
so
don't.
want them.
It's on her MySpace.
They're so beautiful.
So opportunities like that don't come often in the industry, but there was a director named Wayne.
Don't call him out.
No,
Okay.
No, she shot him out.
Okay. Shout out to Wayne.
Big up to Wayne. How you doing, pal?
His website is inthecrack.com.
InTheCrack.com.
InTheCrack.com. I'm going to log on right now.
What's funny?
Shout out to Wayne.
What's funny is that the website sounds so vulgar, but his content is actually very tasteful and very beautiful. So he likes to take trips and invite girls out and just shoot a bunch of content out there. So it was amazing. He asked me, he's like, do you want to go to Costa Rica for like a week and shoot a couple scenes? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, yes.
Obviously.
Yeah. So it was basically a free trip. And, you know, everything was paid for. There was food, the view.
Outdoor beautiful bathroom with a jungle view in the
Yeah, we were at a penthouse. I forgot who used to own it. I think it was like Mel Gibson.
So Adrian, so the director Wayne approached you while you were in Vegas.
No.
Miami?
Not really.
I had an agent when I first worked with him. My first time working with him, I was with an agency, LA Direct, and he contacted my agent, and I worked for him in LA. And then when I left my agency, I still had his number. So I let him know, hey, I'm agent free. If any opportunity comes up, I would love to work for you again. And then that's when he brought up Costa Rica. I was like, fuck yeah. Because my agent wasn't too fond of the girls going out on trips. He thought we made less money, which... Fuck him.
So were you doing movies before Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Oh, in LA?
I lived in Vegas, so the way they broke it down to me, 80% of scenes are produced in LA, 15% is in Las Vegas, and like 5% in Miami.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they'll ship you out.
Yeah, so I used to travel to LA to do...
You out.
Hey, no, that's a real thing.
Nothing in New York.
You got two. All right, never mind. I forgot.
Double.
She needs a refill on her one.
Kimberly, you still with us?
Yep.
Yeah, I like how you said yep.
I was gonna say yep.
I don't know which glass was yours.
The one in her hand.
Just bring the whole bottle over for her.
Just bring the bottle.
So you were working all over. You go to Costa Rica. You do some movies out there.
When I moved to Vegas to pursue the porn industry.
Okay.
No, but I was living in LA, so if there was work in... I'm sorry, no. I was living in Vegas. If there was work in
LA,
I would fly or drive.
out.
Okay.
I didn't work in Miami, but most girls do. So they just travel back and forth to wherever there's work.
It's just like a really short flight to LA.
So are you currently doing films now?
Nope.
Not anymore, but I want to so bad. But
Why
I
did you
never will.
stop?
Do it.
Yeah, COVID.
I want to
No.
see porn so bad.
I really do, though. I miss it. I stopped because I know for myself I want more of a traditional life.
Okay.
And I'm never going to get that
So
if I'm
my
doing
values-
unconventional shit.
Yeah, well, tell us about that lifestyle. A lot of people probably have never heard a first-hand perspective on
It's actually
that.
really fucking boring. Or at least
Really?
I was boring. My mistake
Well, run
was
us
that...
through it a little bit.
Well, the thing with me, I was in a relationship for the entire time that I was in porn.
Interesting.
So that
Wonder
held
how
me
that
back
works.
It doesn't. So
Not
it held me
really.
back a
Wow.
lot. Yeah, and he wasn't very supportive of it, or I think he thought he was open-minded, and most people think they are in a general sense. Like when I meet guys and I tell them, "Oh, I'm a dancer," or "I used to be in porn," and they're like, "Okay, that's no big deal. I'm confident." Blah blah blah. But then once we start to get to know each other, and feelings start to
They
grow.
get annoying.
Yeah, they start to get insecure about it, or they want to be more, conservative in a way.
Okay.
So they're like, they cut it off, or I cut it off, and so
Or
it just
they're
never worked out.
like, you should not go to work.
Yeah,
Oh, we should hang out. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
yeah. And I've had
Annoying.
guys like straight up tell me like, you're fun to like be with, you're fun to fuck, you're fun to whatever.
Yeah.
But like I would never like bring you home to my mom. I would never like date you seriously. Like I can't let us get to that level. And it would just be like, a downer. I know there's some people who are able to do it and good for them. And a lot of people in the industry just date other people in the industry.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you because
Yeah, that's what
I've
everybody
seen
would
that
tell me.
before. Like, I guess doing porn research. You see, like,
What is porn research?
Like, I'm
but how's the lifestyle? Because there might be like a stigma. Like, there's movies that have come out like Boogie Nights and what's the other fucking one we watched?
So are we talking about the stigma of dancing or the stigma of
Well,
porn?
no, we're talking about
Because
let's
they're very different.
focus on porn for a second.
Okay.
Like maybe there's a lot of like crazy shit that goes on, but you said it's very boring.
For me, it was because I was in a relationship. But
okay.
before I got in that relationship, I definitely had opportunities to like work certain parties and see certain things and do like crazy shit. But once I fell into that relationship, I, kind of cut myself off. I was like, I have to, create a boundary and I can't be disrespectful to the guy I was with. But most girls, they're having fun. They're going out there and doing things like maybe more trips to Costa Rica or other islands or going to somebody famous house and
Yeah.
doing X, Y, and Z and fun shit like that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, and I agree with the service industry people. Kind of like always stick with that because people are more receptive.
They just understand and they're more
Yeah.
open. They know work is
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when I would go to work, I would come home to my ex-partner and like he wouldn't even want to like kiss me or hug me or like yeah, he wouldn't like want to embrace me. He wouldn't watch my
No,
work, which is fine, but then he'll watch like
same.
other people's work or he just wouldn't be supportive in any way, shape, or
Even
form.
just
Unless it was him telling me like
dancing.
just do solo stuff or why don't like me and you do something for your OnlyFans? But like I wanted to grow my career, and I'm like the only way I'm gonna do that is if I work with other people in the industry, and that would be a flat out no. Like I don't want you fucking other guys. I'm like it's not me fucking other guys. It's me working.
working.
Yeah, I need content.
well, that's a distinction that I think, maybe the average person wouldn't look at it like that,
Yeah.
But I guess you guys are professionals at what you do, and it is a profession.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'll admit now that I'm single, there were definitely times where the camera was off and I'm still fucking the guy and I'm still like having my fun. Maybe after
probably
the
happens
shoot.
a lot.
If there's good connection, yeah. There's some people that I met and they are very professional. Like we're just fucking when the camera's on and like doing what we have to do, and then it's over. Time to go home. Then grab my bag. Let me get my paycheck. Bye. And
No, is
there's
it
others that
weird?
hang
Well,
out.
people don't realize it's like edited and like fucking the scenes you watch are like edited
how many people are in the room watching you get filmed on an average?
It depends. So I
what's it like on the set of an adult
It-
film?
it
Can't be.
depends
It's not
on the
like
production.
you're fucking. You got. It's like.
And like they make you stop and all that kind of shit, right?
So
And
when you do a
take
scene,
breaks.
it's usually like a 4 to 8 hour day, and it all depends on the
Long
production.
time.
Yeah, and it depends on the production company.
What?
So
So for one scene, it takes 4 to 8 hours.
Yes.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah, but we're not fucking the whole
You have to
time.
take
Yo,
a pill.
I'm gonna take a fucking. I'm gonna take about 5.
And that's the thing. We're not fucking the whole time.
Yeah, right. So you stop.
The actual, and I think most people, if they're brave to admit it, when you're like having sex with someone, say you're in a relationship or whatever, you're probably only having sex for like 20, 25
Right,
minutes.
right.
But in porn, it is like an hour Like you're having sex,
Yeah.
but in the actual like day,
broken up.
sometimes I come in with my hair already done, my makeup already done. Sometimes there's a hair and makeup artist on set that would do it. That takes time. And during that time, either the director or like the personal assistants will set up all of the equipment. So they'll put up the lights, they'll check the camera, get batteries or like whatever they need. And then if we have a script, we'll go through the script, practice it a couple times. And then we'll do pretty girl shots, which is just pictures of the girl for like the website ad or if it's like a box cover. And then you'll do sex stills first. So then we're not
Like
fucking.
the pictures.
Yeah, so we're not fucking, but we're in like
Yeah.
sex positions and they're taking pictures of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
And then we'll get into the acting if there is acting, which I was always bad at. And then
Yeah, how do you feel? Yeah, how do you, well,
I'm terrible.
Is it
at
true that like some people go to like pursue acting and then they just fall into porn because
that I have no idea.
they're having trouble getting like other roles?
That I have absolutely no idea
Okay,
about.
but you were just going in like I'm gonna do porn. I'm not trying to be an actress.
Yeah, I just wanted to have sex.
Okay.
Like I just wanted to have new experiences. It was never for like fame or never for money. I just wanted to go and have kinky sex. And I always say this to everybody. In the real world, you have to court people.
Yeah,
You
right.
have to gain trust. You have
Yeah,
to find
yeah.
out what their
It's a whole
intentions
process.
are.
Yeah.
And then I want to do kinky crazy shit and somebody might not like that.
Right.
But in porn, you know, they want to display all of that. So it was my opportunity to like do all that crazy stuff. And there's still so much I want to do that I've never done. Yeah. Whether you're role playing or like having a gangbang or whatever it may be. So back to what you do on set.
Yeah, tell us about the set. Yeah.
So once after you run through your script, then you do the actual like sex part, and then you do cum shot pictures if you're working with a guy, and then that's a full day. And it sounds short, but it's like a whole process. Of
What is that?
yeah.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Cum shot?
And you know what they do?
Wait, is it real cum or is it
No,
fake
it's
cum?
fake. You
Really?
know-
Wait, what? Wait,
Yeah.
what? It's fake?
Yes, it's fake cum. And you're
It's
like,
a moisturizer they'll put on your
yeah.
face, and it gives
No
the
way.
illusion of cum. So,
I didn't know that.
So after a guy comes on my face, they'll come with the
Wait, would they
squirt bottle
actually
real
come on
quick.
your
They're like,
face?
okay, quickly. Sometimes
Ew.
it's cream pie. Sometimes
Really?
it's like on my tits. Wherever they want.
what
Depends.
the thing what they're filming. Really.
I have anxiety for you right now. Oh, really? Why? Thinking about it.
Most of the sex was choreographed. So,
Really?
Yeah. So they
Okay.
would either. There's again different production companies, different directors of like what they want. Some were more prepared than others. I think only once. No, I think like 3 times I've had sex where it's just go ahead, have sex, we're filming it. They'll either give me like a pamphlet or like a paper stapled together with like actual pictures. They're like, we want you in this position for like 5 minutes, then we want you in this position, and then you're gonna do this and this and that. Or guys will like go and lead the way. Like the director would tell the guy, I want you to do blah blah blah, and then the guys will know and they'll just like throw me around the place.
Any crazy stories you could tell from being on set?
Have you actually worked with any famous guys?
Johnny Casso I worked with a lot because
Word.
he was also based in Vegas. I worked with Prince Joshua, Brad Knight, Bruce. I cannot remember his last name right now.
How long did you do it for?
Like the 2 years that I was in Vegas.
the
Yeah,
whole
my
time.
last scene was in the last week of January of last year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've only been out for like a year. But yeah.
Now and
So when you were in Vegas, that's all you were doing?
No, I was also dancing at the
Dancing.
Oh, I
ceremony.
want to ask you this too, actually, because like I got a friend that he does security for the girls. Like most of them are porn actresses, and then they travel.
Yeah, it's fun.
They travel doing going to strip clubs and stuff like that, doing guest
Feature
appearances.
dancing.
Were you doing that too?
I've only done it once in Connecticut because the club that I was, I guess like my home club at the time, the owner knew that I was in porn and like invited me out, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. I always wanted to, but
Yeah.
for that there's different agencies that are feature dancer agencies.
Yeah.
And that
Well,
only-
Rob, you know about that
yeah,
from
there's,
booking
yeah,
them.
there's a lot. And porn's the same thing. I mean, whether you're doing features, and then there's other girls that do other stuff. Like we had Annie on.
Yeah.
She's not a porn star, but she travels and does fire and
Yeah.
acrobatic shit and
Yeah.
everything like that. I mean, that's really a way to go. I mean, it's another way to make money. You know what I mean?
You guys scared my friends away.
They'll be back.
But yeah, it is another way to make money. From what I heard, you're paying for most of your own stuff as the performer, like your own hotel room and stuff. Like the agent's not going to pay for that, or sometimes the club will pay for it.
The clubs do. They pay for in my experience, the clubs pay for your flight, and everything's pre-written contracts. Flight. Usually there's no food, but usually from a club aspect, we always tell them, we'll take care of you. Room, get ready room. We ask them if they want something specific. If we want to put them up somewhere, they can. At Mardi Gras is different because we have upstairs, so we could just give them a private room, but for themselves. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Did you do like girl on girl stuff?
Yeah, I loved every time I worked with.
Nice.
I think except for one scene because. You could definitely tell when a girl is just not into it.
Really?
Have you ever
Why? Does some girls just do it just to do it? They're not really. They don't really want to do it. Like they're not really attracted to other girls.
Yeah.
Well, it's chemistry too. Like
chemistry has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Like so, do you like? All right. So before you're doing a scene or whatever you're shooting, do you know the people that you're gonna be working with? Do you have to get to know them, or how does that work?
So I usually just meet them on set.
Okay.
But the night before is usually when I would get my. Trying to think what the email is called. I would get an email with all the information for the next day for like who I'm working with, where I'm supposed to be, what time, blah blah blah. And on set is usually when I meet them. When there's expos and stuff, everyone's there.
Oh, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah. How does someone become a porn star? Like you have like famous ones like
Just extra more.
anybody. Janet Jameson.
It has to do with your following. And
That's like
You have to know people,
just
right?
like content, like just keep putting out more and more content, or it depends on if you're working with like Burning Angels or Braziers or
the old manager that we knew. He knew somebody who hooked you up.
What?
At the club that we used to work at.
What are you talking about?
He hooked you up with that guy in Vegas.
So are you asking how I got in the industry, or how does one become very popular?
How does one become popular?
I think
because there's like a lot of people who do this, but there's
and
stars that you know, like
the turnover is very quick, obviously
Really?
for girls, including myself. I was only in it for 2 years and then I was out. But, consistency, I do think it's one thing. I think a prime example of that is like Angela White. Like she was in it for like 10 years, and I think as of recently, in the last few years, is when she's gotten like extremely popular. But I think luck has to do with some of it, but it has to do with your following and like keeping up with your
I think it's
fan
who you
base.
know.
It could be who you know as well. If you could get like I'll admit I've gotten a lot of scenes through word of mouth and like talking to people and being like, hey, I'm this person. They're like, oh, let me hook you up with this person. They'll shoot you, or whatever it may be.
So you gotta hustle.
Yes, because
network.
And I'll say, I think what
Every day I'm hustling.
There you go. No, there you go.
Yeah. And with Kim's, what she brought up, I had gotten into porn because I was working at a club and the manager knew of another manager who knew of another agent.
Yeah.
So I got through that way. He connected me with my agent, but that agent wasn't a good agent. You could actually look him up. His name is Derek Hay, and he was with LA Direct. He had an extremely bad reputation. Didn't take care of his girls. Pretty much abused them.
Really?
Yes. And he didn't really get me work. I had to get myself work. I had to put myself out there and hustle and be like, I'm this person. Like, can you talk to this one for me? Or if I met somebody at the club, that's one way I got work. Or working in other ways, I got work and stuff like that.
Well, it sounds like you need good representation. Obviously, like any form of entertainment.
Yeah.
But
I will say the girls who are consistent and they have that fan base and they keep up with them, that's how they grow. Because producers and companies, they want to hire the girls that have that fan base because then they're going to buy their shit. They're going to subscribe to the website. They're going to buy the DVD. So it's that kind of stuff.
Are they still doing stuff currently? Do this whole how is the industry affected? If you know with the COVID shit.
I don't, but from the
you haven't been on Pornhub
follow
recently.
Yeah, I think they are.
No,
Probably
what
just
did
getting
you
tested.
know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go.
Any bloopers? Can you give me a blooper?
Well, that's what I said to her. I said, was there any crazy stories that you could tell from
I want a
on
blooper.
set?
You're I don't know. You bend over and whoops, fucking Taco Bell.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you something embarrassing.
Yeah.
I did a threesome scene once, and I at one point was eating this guy's ass out. And
Stop.
No, this is actually really embarrassing, but I'll tell
Stop
you.
it.
And the girl
I know where
behind
this
me
is
was
going.
like
No, we're good.
No, not even in that direction. But the girl behind me like grabbed my hair and like shoved my face in deeper. But when I did that, my lip like hit his tailbone.
My God.
And I cut my lip. And then the rest of the scene, I'm just like bleeding in my mouth and like swollen.
Stop!
You can't stop. You gotta keep going when the cameras are on.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't take a break at that point.
Hey,
No, if it was really bad,
You just cut your lip on the guy's tailbone through his asshole.
Ass.
that's extra content.
That's that. Yeah, we're gonna have to tell that. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Do you know? I don't know.
Fucking crazy.
So they don't even stop, huh?
And if it's
They're
like
hardcore.
if you really need to stop, like if the blood was very noticeable, you can't have blood in a scene unless you're doing like weird stuff. But I think for legal reasons you can't show it. They would have stopped me, but at that point it was like just keep going.
Is there a director like yelling at you the whole time?
They don't yell at us. They're
Well, they
like,
can't because they're
and he's
recording.
like,
So if
who
they say
cares?
anything,
Well, there's
It'll pick
a
up.
sound guy though. They edit all that shit out, dude.
they will definitely like signal you behind the camera and like movements. Like that same scene.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the director kept going like this, and I was like, what the fuck is he saying? And he actually
Right.
did stop the scene. 'Cause he
wipe the
took-
blood out of your face.
No, no, no. My eyelashes,
Some people
like,
might be into that,
halfway
though.
off.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh,
No, no.
You know, I wanted to ask you, Adrian. I don't know if you're familiar. Well, you're familiar, I'm sure. But how do they film like the bang bus stuff?
That I don't know.
You don't
all
know.
fake.
Well, obviously it's all fake. It won't be
Is it?
legal if it
Why you thought it was real this whole time?
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe,
Everything's fake.
did they really drive around in the bus and then do the scenes?
Yeah, they did,
and,
but it's all bullshit.
In a bus?
What do you?
It's all cars.
Oh, they're not
No,
picking.
they're-
No, I knew that they yeah, I knew that. No, I didn't think.
they're driving on the bus, but it might
But, like,
be in
is
a
that,
studio
like-
What kind of
yeah.
I wonder if
There's
there's
this
any.
recording in the car.
You never heard of bang bus?
What's
Bang
that?
bus? Is it,
And
Astro
like
van.
a roofer had
Same
it.
shit though. Like I don't think that's illegal. Is it?
Well, no, I don't think it's legal either. That's why I was asking her. Like,
I don't think it's illegal.
No, as far as
how'd they pull that off? You
as
know?
far as filming, I think they probably started
Yeah.
doing it and then it just blew up because it's like some
Yeah.
because it gives it not a voyeur aspect of it, but it gives it like that a different feel where it seems more organic.
That company's huge, dude. The
different. Oh, Bang Bus is
Bang Bros. That's what they call it, right? Is it Bang Bros?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
When
huge.
I did
You ever work
casting
with them?
couch, no, because
Oh, you did casting couch?
Yeah.
Stop it.
So,
Wait, I didn't know.
Yeah,
wait a minute.
that's
Wait a
part of
minute. Wait a
Porn
minute.
Pros.
I didn't know.
Wait
You know
a
what?
minute, wait.
That's why you look familiar.
Nailed it.
What's the thing?
What's what?
No, I want to. Yeah, all right, that's fine.
I can't.
That worked.
All right, so what happened? You did casting couch.
the concept, I guess, was similar. Like,
Wait, I
they
wanna
picked
cut you
me
off.
up on a corner.
I'm gonna cut you up really quick.
Yes.
Now, casting couch. I thought it was just a topic. It's actually a company.
So, the production company is Porn Pros,
Mm-hmm.
and that particular website is Casting Couch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And for that, it's kind of the same. Like, they're like, okay, I'm going to drop you off on the street, and then I'm going to pretend
Stop.
to pick you up and get to know you, and then I'm going to fondle with your tits, and I'm going to, like, finger you a little bit, and then we're going to go back to the house and shoot the scene. And I was like, okay.
What the
So,
fuck? And
yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, I knew what I was getting myself into. So I just got out the car.
I'm
he
dying.
reversed, pulled up, and he had like a.
That's so fucking
I can't remember if he had a
sketchy.
goal.
She knew what she was getting
It's
into.
work. No, it's work. And before all of that, don't worry. Like, we're signing papers, we're taking pictures of our IDs and all
yeah,
this
this
stuff.
guy's
So.
just gonna
No, it
think
wasn't
about
like
this
it wasn't
on
like
the
on
street.
Worthington Street in Springfield.
I'm just gonna pick you up off the side of the street and like I'm just gonna finger in my car.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna
that's the
fuck you
scene.
later.
Oh, and that's another thing. So some of the like POV scenes, the director obviously is the
Point
same
of
person
view.
as is the same as the person who's doing it. But I can't remember if he had a GoPro or if he had a camera. But there was just something in the corner of the car, and that's how he recorded it.
Yeah.
And you could like see, his hand.
So sketchy.
No, I've seen it. I know what you're
so
talking about.
hot.
Every guy's fantasy.
Now, what do you like doing better, porn or working in the strip clubs?
Strip club, hands down.
Really? Why
It's
is
just
that?
fun. It's like a
Because you're out and you make money.
Yeah, and I always tell everybody this. Like, when I got into dancing, again, it was never for the money or for anything. Like, I just wanted an excuse to, like, wear my lingerie and dress up and be with other like-minded people. Like, I just wanted to be around people. I actually started webcamming before I did.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, before I ever walked into a
remember.
club.
Before
Were you, or
Pre-porn?
I
like
guess
OnlyFans type stuff?
No.
So webcamming, I still consider it porn.
It's
It is
porn, you, like, put the webcam,
but
you,
it's
like,
just
masturbate
different.
and
It's
shit.
live porn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all right, yeah.
So I
You know the subscription you get.
Yeah. I pay $8 a month for that.
I would just get so bored. Like,
Yeah, it's just you, right?
Yeah, sometimes me.
We have other people.
You used to
Yeah.
be
Talking to people,
popping online though. I remember.
Now, maybe some girls might feel safer doing that because they don't have
Definitely.
to
Sure.
worry about
I
like
don't
stalkers
like it.
and
I don't
fucking.
care.
There's a risk with everything, obviously. Like with webcamming, people are still gonna pirate your stuff and like upload it
Yeah.
and profit off of it.
It's on Pornhub.
you could still find my webcamming videos and I never paid to get them taken down. But I mentioned this before we started the podcast. I'm really careless about a lot of stuff. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. But people can still find you and out you and all of that.
Yeah.
Especially when girls are not careful, because with most of these things, dancing or anything in the sex industry or sex worker stuff, no one's teaching you how to do anything. No one's giving you the in and outs. Like, you're just thrown into the wolves and learning it the hard way.
Really?
So girls could have an Amazon wish list, have their address like right there.
Yeah.
People don't know it. There's still online stalkers that will.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
find
I'm sure.
you
Even
and
at the
stuff.
club. I mean, I've
I've seen that at the clubs.
Cases
Yeah.
where fucking guys have ended up getting charged
Yeah.
for harassment and stuff like that. Or no
You gotta be
contact or
careful.
restraining orders and shit.
Yeah, they'll follow you home, and if you notice that, you got to drive back to the club, call the manager, and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, we have a problem." But yeah, it's with everything there's a risk. But I like dancing more because it's just so much more personable.
Yeah.
That, and I make money, more frequently.
You think the money's better dancing or doing the movies?
A lot of people who are sex workers, they can't just do one stuff, or one form of work. So when I was in porn, again, I had a shitty agent. I didn't get booked frequently. So yeah, I could get X amount of money for a scene, but then not get booked for the rest of the month. So I had to
Really?
pay my bills and
So you weren't like making a ton of money doing it?
No,
Well,
and
say you get 1,500.
Because some people might think that like that lifestyle's really glamorous.
But
And,
that's what she says about her agent. You get $1,500 for a thing. That's great if you're doing a scene a fucking day.
Yeah.
But if she's only getting booked once a month,
That's not that glamorous at all.
And-
Lugats.
But I'm
Yeah.
sure there's girls or guys too that get big contracts, right? With
Yeah.
like big companies and stuff like that.
You could get contracted and stuff. And again, girls don't realize, like, you still have to pay your agent fee. You still have to pay your
Yeah.
taxes. You still have to, like,
And
save that
agent-
money. And I was going to say something and I forgot. Damn it. But yeah, I always like to tell people, I did mainstream pornography. I think those that do amateur porn are making a lot more money.
Yeah.
And they're in a lot more control of what they're making, how they look, who they're...
It's just like music, man.
Yeah. Now,
Independent versus
for people
being on a
listening,
major
what's the
label.
difference that you would say would between amateur and mainstream? Because there are mainstream people that because amateur
both,
also
yeah.
is a genre
Right.
of mainstream.
Well, isn't amateur
porn.
like fucking two people that say, we're just gonna
But
make
they-
porn at our house and put it online?
But
Yeah.
but it's also a genre in mainstream porn.
Yeah,
So they
because
film
some-
it
yeah.
in that. They film it in that way to make it look like that.
Well,
More realistic, yeah, they're just having sex.
But
It's
do they-
not the who and the ha's and this position.
It's not
and
the
that.
guy-
They
Well, not the guy
intentionally,
walks in
yeah, but I don't
and,
think
"Oh,
they
hi."
intentionally film it in a certain way. That's just okay. We have a camera. We're gonna have sex on film and put it online.
I always, from my perspective, I always consider amateur porn to be just independent porn.
Okay.
Girls who are on OnlyFans or on other platforms where you could showcase your content, or if you have your own website that you created, I consider all of that amateur porn. Girls who are smart and invest in it, they could still get like their own equipment and
Yeah. And you make more money that way.
yeah, and all of it's yours.
Yeah.
And again, you still have
It's
to
like music.
Yeah, and you still have to consider like, okay, I have to pay taxes, I have to put aside for this, and I have to invest in the equipment that I'm using, and if I hired someone to take the video for me. But when you're with an agent, they're kind of picking and choosing what they want you to do, and it's
Is that
harder.
something you would do?
What, amateur porn?
Yeah, like your own do it
Yeah,
yourself.
and a lot of girls who were again in the industry, they can't just survive on just porn.
Yeah.
They end up on OnlyFans. Kind of blew up out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, I think because of COVID, right? I mean,
I think it was OnlyFans has been been around for a while,
Yeah.
and there's other websites like ManyVids and Clips for Sale, and there's a bunch more that I can't even think of right now. But yeah, you just put your own stuff out, and it's all yours.
yeah,
you don't have to pay
you
no
get
money.
all the profits.
Yeah,
And,
and you could pick and choose. If I want to work with someone, I'm going to work with someone. A lot of people in the industry too do like trade content where they create their own work, and instead of like exchanging money, they're literally exchanging their videos or their content. And that's how they would gain a bigger following and just make more sales. So
I think business-wise, that's a smart way to go.
What do you?
It is a
Why
smart
we
way to
cut
go.
out the fucking middleman?
Yeah.
And you're gonna have like shitty agents and cutthroat people that try to fuck you over. I mean, it's like any other kind of entertainment.
And there's some agents that are really good. Like when I left my old agent, I was actually interviewing other agencies because I still had the intentions of continuing. Is my mic going on?
Yeah. No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. And I really wanted to work for Motley Models, but again, I was with an ex that didn't want me to
Wait,
work.
what is it? Motley Models?
Motley Models is another
never heard
agency.
of it.
They're really good. They have a
Yeah.
lot of good girls. And I know they treat their girls well from talking to the girls and of their experiences. And just when I had my sit down talks with the agents themselves, like I could tell like they're really good. And there's another one that I can't think of right now. But not all agents are bad. But it helps when you are new and you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, right.
But again,
You learn.
Yeah.
Learn the hard way sometimes.
Yeah, again, like me. And it, you know, for anyone that wants to get into it, I would always say, like, just do amateur stuff. And if you are going to get into it, ask all the questions and...
Do your research.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I thought I did my research. And
Yeah.
again, like, there's just some stuff that you'll never know unless you're, like, in it.
But no one like really helped you out, right, at the beginning?
No. Girls definitely, you know, look out for each other. I've
Yeah.
had a lot of girls that were extremely, you know, compassionate and were a wealth of information for me. But I met them through set or through the strip club in Vegas.
Yep.
You know, it was never me introduced or given a mentor or anything. I just kind of met them in a model house and I was like, oh, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. They're like, I got you. Like when I learned about what to do with my period, like it wasn't my agent who told me like, oh, we're still expecting you to work.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, the girls.
Oh my god, disturbing.
Yeah. No, I remember
Listen to this.
I
I,
remember-
was shook when I heard.
my agent booked me, and I remember trying to cancel. This is like when I first got in, and I was like, I'm on my period. I can't work. And he's like, yes, you can.
Yes,
like,
you
you're
can,
available
bitch.
30 days of the month. And I was like, what? He's like, so expect to be there. And I'm like, ah. So I asked another girl, I'm like, what am I doing? She's like, use makeup sponges or sea sponges, and it will, you know, block your flow for the time that you're on scene. Douche with really cold water, right? Oh, we always douche before scenes. So, like, douche with really cold water before your scene, and then...
That's clear your system out, right? Like,
Just to flush
Yeah.
water out. And
Yeah.
then
I see.
and then you just stuff makeup sponges, and then it blocks your flow, and you can have sex. A lot of escorts do
Interesting.
that too.
oh, I didn't know that. See,
Yeah.
you learn something
And,
new every
and
show.
I started doing that in my private life.
There's
like
no excuse.
yeah, there's no excuse. So like if I meet a guy and you know I want to fuck him, I'll just put some makeup sponges on.
That sounds
I think more girls should be like you in that sense.
No, because then you gotta like fish in your vagina for it and blah blah blah.
That sounds disturbing.
Yeah, the wedges. You put the wedges in your vagina.
Yeah, I would not do that.
Kim, you wouldn't do that?
No, I would
No.
rather be like, well,
You gotta wait.
just wait or
They're
just
really-
like send it. Like,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Right now, I'm fucking a guy who like really does not care that I'm on my period. I'm
I
like,
mean,
thank
I
God.
feel like if he doesn't care, that's kind of weird. But like,
No, he literally doesn't care.
I
He's
feel like that's
your body,
that's
whatever.
actually
Just fuck me.
disturbing. Like, I would be like, are you okay? Like, why?
So both you guys still working during this whole pandemic?
Yeah.
stripping, yes.
As long, yes.
Because I think, I mean, he was, you know, I haven't been working in that particular business
As
for
long
a
as
while.
they-
No, but I'm saying I was working in nightlife, but not the
Yeah,
adult.
not the strip club.
But you have.
Well, you have.
Well, no, I know I have in the past, but you have, and obviously it's affected you.
To add
fine.
to that, this is also why I was saying I like dancing better.
Dancing's so much better.
Yeah, aside from obviously not having to like fuck a stranger or a guy at the club or whatever, most of the clients that do approach the clubs or approach the girls at the club, they just want company.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Literally just wants to talk, and like those are the type of people that you want.
like a
to meet.
companionship.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want.
Yeah, he just
That's the
needs
best kind of
someone to
customer
talk
for you,
to.
right?
Yeah.
For, I
love
mean, any
that.
girl in that business that
Yeah.
don't really have to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
know.
I mean, obviously, you have to like work, like to get towards that. You know
That
what I mean?
companionship is still
Like-
work. And again, when I was in a relationship, it was so hard to keep those clients like that because it's like, where do I draw the boundary? Because I still want to be respectful to who I was with at the time, but it's like,
yeah,
this is work. It's hard to describe it unless you're in it. But it's still work. I know I'm texting this person and I'm talking
But
to
it's
them.
to keep that relationship going because he's giving me thousands of dollars a week.
Yeah.
And if I don't text, I could lose out on that. And then what? It was just
Well, you got to find someone that understands that.
But it's like they were saying earlier, it's hard. Especially
I've seen dudes like that were dating girls that were dancing. They would post up at the strip club the whole time.
Oh, that's
people
so
that I knew.
weird.
People that I
see
knew.
that all the time.
Like,
That's so
they'd
weird.
be like, "Yo, we're going. I gotta make sure this, that, and the third's not happening with my girl."
And it was gonna end up not for nothing. If
not
it was
cool.
happening, they wouldn't know anyway.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean?
I guess that's based on trust, right? That's
all
a whole different. That's a whole
it boils
different.
down to. But
yeah.
the fact that you're showing up, that eliminates that.
Actually, one of the clubs we worked at, the boyfriends or significant others weren't allowed in the club.
That's smart.
Yeah.
It
I
gets in
love
the way
that
of the club's
because
business too.
there's
Yeah.
this like guy and he's always at the club that we're at right now, and I'm like, why are you always here? I literally was like so drunk and I was like, why are you always here? And he was like, my girl dances here, and I was like, oh, that's really weird that you're watching her work. And he was like, oh, like I'm making sure she's just I'm like, her job is literally like, that's so weird that you're watching her work, you know? I hate that.
I was always brutally honest about everything I did.
Me too. I'm always honest. Yeah.
And I guess I should have never done this, but I would like ask for permission. Like, can I work this party? Can I go here?
Don't
Can I go
ask.
there? I know
like,
that's where I fucked up.
Working this party. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's so hard to find someone again unless they're in the industry and they know themselves. But it's
I like
so
being
hard to find
single
someone who
now. It's so
understands.
much
Yeah,
better.
we're both single now, and it's easier. I am making a lot more money than I made in the past because
too.
I don't have that constant burden of like,
Same.
I don't want to hurt this person, even though I know this is not anything at the same level of intimacy. It's just me.
I mean, if it's someone who like
creating
gets it, then
a
it's
lie.
fine. But like people who aren't like in this like world, like they
They're
don't
never
get
gonna
it.
They're never gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking to someone right now, and I think it's going in a direction where it might become a serious relationship. And they've never been to a strip club.
Wow.
And
gross.
I know, and I'm telling them, and I keep trying to tell them, like, you need to go. Like, if you're gonna talk to me, you need to go at least once. Without me, go with your friend and go to see what it's like, because you need to know what this world is like.
People think it's like so different than
Yeah.
what it really is.
And that's why I'm like, you need to go yourself and see it for yourself.
We're talking about like we can't even make girlfriends like with people.
This is
who,
rare.
like, don't, like, people who are not in this like industry because like people just don't get it, and like just normal conversations that we have are like so like
Out there.
obscene to people who are not like in this industry.
They get scared of it. They feel threatened.
People feel
they
like,
think we're
oh,
crazy.
like we're like, I'm like joking about something, and like people who are not like in this industry are like, oh my god, like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, like it's a joke, like it's so funny.
Like, what do you mean joking about? Like what?
Like anything that like what are we talking about? Like
now putting us on
things
the
that
spot.
happen
100
at
things come to
work,
mind.
or like guys or whatever. There's things that happen at work. We're like, haha, well that was so funny how that guy like blah 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 and blah blah blah, and like normal people would be like, oh my god, that's so disturbing, but we think it's funny, you know.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same thing with like dating people who would be like in the industry and would understand it versus guys that don't get it. Yeah.
See, it's hard to explain.
You have like you have a different sense of humor when you like work in that environment.
Yeah, totally different.
Versus when
Well,
you
you're
don't.
you're desensitized.
Yeah, it's nothing.
And I can
Like the stuff you guys are talking about, it's not like to me. I'm not like sitting here in awe. Like you know what I'm saying? I've been around this shit.
I can
Just my circle of people that I roll with is not. It's not nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I worked in
Fucking
strip
whatever,
clubs my whole life, like literally my whole life, like
Yeah.
way earlier than I was even legally allowed to.
Yeah.
And you know, you just become like, oh, even like the whole thing, like, or the best is when people say, oh, you got the best job in the world. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Until
okay.
you're fucking, then you can come here at 2 or 3 in the morning and you can deal with them all high and drunk and fucking crying and fighting with the boyfriend. This one cut herself. This one beat this one.
my God.
It's not as glamorous as what you think. All you do is as a customer,
Dude, behind
you
the
just see
scenes,
tits and ass.
behind
Like,
the scenes, it's definitely not glamorous.
It's not.
no,
Some of the
it's
shit I've had to
fucking
do,
terrible
fucking
because
definitely not glamorous.
even working
Deal
in
with.
management as a DJ originally. You're like a therapist. You're a fucking you're a
for
fucking
real, yeah.
Yo, it's crazy, and you know, and a lot of these girls, you end up,
They're
you know,
super fucked.
they are super fucked. But there's people that I see every week that it's like, you know, you form relationships. I see some of these girls more. Like I could see either one of you two more than my own family or my sister or anybody.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look out for you as
Yeah.
far as a male, and that industry.
Yeah.
Chrissy, what else, buddy?
No, and I just, I think in this industry, in this business, there's a lot of stereotypes, and these girls they'll have standards.
Yeah.
I think people.
I did want to add from when we were making the point that we make friends in this industry and no one else can understand. In another subtopic, there's no requirements for people who enter. I mean, for you, it's probably different because you said you were in management and the DJ. But for us, you just have to be willing and able. Yeah. And in some clubs, they'll take you. Some clubs, you have to audition or look a certain way from a visual standpoint, but
girls are fucking crazy.
Yeah, they'll take
morally
you.
speaking,
I've worked at a lot of clubs, and from my experience, either side of the field, just from the back of the house, I guess you would call it. I would refer to you guys as the front of the house. You can see how people manipulate other people too, and treat other people differently. And there's it's a lot of cliquey things that go on.
Depending on where you are.
Well, it depends on the club. It depends on the club.
Yes.
I mean, it is cliquey, but I'm really grateful that I met her and the few girlfriends that I met at the club, because everyone's fucking insane. And a lot of girls
We
are
love it.
Right in.
obviously.
the patients run the asylum.
Yeah, that is the best. That's a quote on the episode.
That everyone who works at a strip club is crazy. You have to be crazy to work there, but we are a very normal crazy, and it's really hard to
I think
find.
we're able to
Crazy's
shut
an
it on and
opinion
off.
too.
It's hard
Crazy
to-
really can't be
okay,
defined. Everyone has a
Actually
different,
crazy. It's hard.
like hallucinating crazy.
Probably. It's hard to find people who are normal, right?
Yeah.
At the club. Obviously, you have to be crazy to even work there, but it's
But
hard.
what's normal?
It's
Yeah,
hard to
define
find-
normal.
Whatever.
Well, I just wanted to make the point that in that kind of club, there are cliques.
Yeah.
Because there's really not a lot of people and there's not a lot of
I feel
clients.
like we have
Well,
cliques.
you know what? And I
feel
think,
I am a clique. I feel like we are a clique.
We are definitely.
Yeah, you got.
a
We're talking to a clique right here.
People
Three amigos.
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, in
other
Vegas, I guess
girls
we're a
discourage
clique.
you. Also, sometimes as far as getting clients. Sometimes, depending on what club, the floor hosts manipulate that anyway.
Yeah.
Some clubs that I know about, you're not gonna get a dance. Girls oh, how come I'm making no money? I'm you paying the fucking floor host? They're no. I'm well,
Yes.
there you go,
You
because
have to tip
they
people.
Yes,
accept
please
them at the
tip.
door.
Yes,
Tip the floor host,
exactly.
tip
You have to
security,
tip people,
tip management,
tip the bartenders,
tip the bartenders.
everyone.
Yeah.
Or
Because
else
they're
you're not
gonna-
gonna make money.
You're never gonna know
Yeah.
when if I'm managing and I find a customer wants a girl and one of you guys tip me on the regular or we have thing, I'm gonna I'll be like, you're working, okay, I'm gonna send you to one of you. Everybody's supposed to work together, and that goes from the door to the floor.
Everyone makes.
Because
You have to
even
tip
even with a girl, okay, somebody could say, all right, find I might know a customer or I deal with customers. So I talk to everybody, and somebody says, okay, can you find me a girl? Well, what do you like? Okay, I like this type of girl. All right, so I'll go through the roster and see who's on, and then I'll make my judgment. But you're gonna send him to a girl, and then he's gonna go in a room because I don't talk to people that don't really do rooms. So I'll get you a girl that's gonna do a room. You go do the room, but then the girl's gonna tip. Say she makes a nickel or 1,000. Well, I'm gonna get 100 from the girl, or 50 from the girl, and then I'm gonna get 100 from the customer. So I just made double the money.
That doesn't always happen though.
But if every night I'm DJing or whatever, and the girl tips me, regularly, even $20.
There's a lot of bad tippers too.
A lot of girls now don't tip, but that's poor. That's poor.
One hand wash the other.
That's poor.
So I look at
that's
it.
poor bringing. That's poor speech, I guess. But it's different now because we can't legally ask for tips because of lawsuits and.
Really?
Unfortunately, nowadays though,
I'm speaking to all the young aspiring.
It's not really.
Nobody really should be aspiring to do this unless you're in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, right now there's not much. I mean, these girls have been able to maintain, but
Yeah.
there's not. The business ain't what it was, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
Kim, you want to give any shout outs?
well, I was gonna say too. I was gonna say to them, no, there's a lot of stereotypes in working in this business, and you guys obviously have standards. So, is there anything you want to let the people know about the business and things that people shouldn't stereotype?
What would your best advice to give to customers coming into a strip club about the girls and to new girls coming in?
Customers coming in?
Well, also too though,
Girls
like
coming in.
a lot of average people would look at strip dancers and strip clubs as
Negative
It's not.
stigma.
negative places, whorehouses, because some of them have been. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We had some out
of
here
them
that were
really
like that.
are.
I know.
And you know
But what
what?
would you guys want to tell the people, like, because you guys know that it's not just that.
I mean, I love that you think that. Like, I love
Well, I
when
know
people
it.
think that, but it's not what it is. So, like...
No, I mean, I don't think that.
It's fun. Like, love that. Like, keep that, like, mindset and fantasy, but that's not what it is. So don't expect, like... But also...
You actually don't even have to buy a dinner, just buy your champagne.
Just buy champagne and take, like, a large, like, what's it called? Oh, cash advance?
Yes, that's the one.
But it's gonna be a great time, but not like an amazing time. So like,
And then your question was advice for aspiring
Advice for girls
people
coming
wanting to get into the
coming into
business.
the
okay,
business.
what would you say?
I have a lot to say. I'm trying
All right.
to
Say it.
Well, Kim, you go first, and then let Adrian
I
go.
would say, stay. What's the word? Like, stop. Stay classy, but not stay classy.
Not trashy.
Not trashy. Don't try to twerk because you're not
No
gonna.
twerking?
You're not
No
gonna-
twerk.
Why no
if you-
twerk? Why no twerking?
If you can't do it, don't try.
Oh, all right. So that's
yeah.
different.
Yeah, that's good.
If you're on, don't.
Well, should you take twerking lessons?
There's a
You
difference between a
should.
pelvic thrust and a twerk.
Don't try to twerk if you can't, and practice first. And okay. So if you're on stage, dance slow. Don't dance to
Yes,
the
thank
beat.
you. I can second that.
had
Yes,
music.
I agree. As a DJ,
Wait, why not dance to the beat of
Because
music?
some people can't
That's
hold rhythm.
not cool.
Oh, okay. So girls that can't
you
dance.
Look bad.
They can't hold rhythm.
All right. So
Fucked up.
wait. So girls that can't dance, should they even be doing this?
Yes.
You pull up your pants and do the rock
but
Yes?
no, yes, but like you have to just.
Should they learn how to dance in the process?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything is a learning experience in this workplace. Everything's a learning experience, but you need to like dance. So if you're on stage,
Slow
right?
and
Okay.
sensual.
Slow. Don't pay attention to the beat of the music. That's my whole. And also, don't take shit from anyone. You have to have anything that like anyone says to you. Don't take it personal, and that's about it. Like people say everything to me and anything to me, and I'm just like, oh, cool. Like don't care. You know what I mean? And and have a fake number so you can keep contacts with the
Two
person.
phones?
You
Google.
have
You guys
to-
can use Google
you have
Voice.
to, you have to keep contacts.
What
So you
is
can
it
have a
called?
regular.
You should have two phones, right?
Google
You need,
Voice.
you
Two
need to
phones.
have a regulars to build a regular
WhatsApp?
clientele.
Well, WhatsApp.
Yeah, you need to have a regular clientele to actually make money.
I really do have a lot to say.
Say it.
Say
Let
it.
us have it.
I'm
Preach.
trying-
Testify.
I'm trying to make it short and sweet, and it's so hard.
Don't try. Just be long and not sweet.
Well, first and foremost, I think especially with like social media and with how we're progressing in this day and age with sexuality and everything, it looks cool, it looks popular, it looks easy. It's not. It's a real job, and you have to take it seriously.
It's mentally draining.
No, it's mentally draining.
Now, do you think
Physically
that media has part of to play in this? Because a lot of
Yeah.
the pop,
100%.
like Cardi B, no, not if her is one example I'm gonna use, but the stripper thing is glamour.
It is, but it's not.
But they don't. They look at it as
Do
popping
you
bottles,
know
throwing
how
money.
many girls that are
It's
like
not
new
that.
dancers that have like been crying in the dressing room, and I've literally been like, "Are you okay?" And they're like, "Oh, Mama, this guy said something to me, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
something stupid," and I'm just like, "Okay, so."
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Like that happens to me every day, and they're like, like literally having a meltdown, and I'm like, that's normal. Like, get through it. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like, I had this girl from like 2 years ago, like followed me on Instagram, and she messaged me, and she was like, "Hey, like I don't dance anymore, but I will never forget the day when you helped me through that one shift when I was dancing." And I was like, that means so much, but like it's so hard. Like guys say things to girls, and like me doesn't bother me. Her wouldn't bother you, but like regular girls that like just
That happens
are
a lot.
just dress.
I've seen it.
They'll be so like just.
I would say it's hard for a lot of reasons, and be prepared to face rejection head on. From porn, I've read the most disgusting comments about myself. I've read comments, quote unquote, people saying that I look retarded, that my pussy's nasty, that I'm ugly, that I look like a man.
You're beautiful.
And I know that. Yeah.
But that's social media. I mean, that happens to everybody on social media.
And it does. And then when you get into the club, you're going to have people say that to your face.
They say it to your face. And I'm not offended. Like, people have, like, obviously, like, people, like, have been, like, said things to me to my face. And I'm like, oh, well, you look like you're, like, 60-year-old, like, men who are, like, disgusting.
Yeah.
Who have, like, been like, oh, you look like this. And I'm like, okay, I'm literally 40-something years younger than you. And, like, you would be lucky to even fucking talk to me outside of this place. So, like, I don't really know what you're talking about.
If you were at Cumberland Farms.
If I would literally, like press my fucking what's that thing?
Panic button
on you.
No,
Weird.
but remember that it is a job.
It's a job.
You are a brand. You are your own brand. Even at the club, you are a personality, and be yourself. But remember that it is a job.
Yeah.
You have to approach everyone.
Be nice.
Be nice, and remember that the club. People are intoxicated. People are under the many different influences at the same time, and just like Kim said, like, don't take anything personally, and take care of yourself. Don't
do your nails. Wash under your fingernails. Paint your fucking toes.
No, invest in yourself.
Toes just in case.
No,
Because there's a lot of people with toe fetishes, and I love them.
Don't wear your grandma's fucking high heels to work on the stage.
It is a business. The way you would run any other business, you have to, spend money.
You're
to make
selling
money,
you're selling a dream.
Yourself. Yeah, and maybe there are people that you don't want to talk to, but you kind of have to because you're going to make the money. And just, not only remember that you're going to face rejection and you have to take care of yourself and how you present yourself, but take care of your money because it maybe, the impression or what most people think is that it's fast money, which it could be, but you're going to have bad nights. And that's okay.
Well, same thing. You can't go blow money on a Louis bag because that.
You could have one great week and you could have 2 bad weeks.
Yeah, and consistency is key. Like, you're gonna
be smart.
You have to, schedule yourself and have your off days to take care of yourself mentally and all of that.
I only work 2 or 3 days a week.
Plus, doing it wears on you anyway. From talking to dancers over time, you know what I mean? It's a very mentally straining job to put on a fake act every day.
It is.
And deal with it and listen to their and you're listening to, like you're saying, you're listening to them vent. They want companionship.
Self-care is huge.
It's crazy.
You guys are young. Do you see yourselves doing this long term?
I feel like
there's dancers that are up there in age and still doing it.
More than so I'm 24. I feel like I've been doing it for 3 years. I feel like I would not do this past 30. I hope.
So what are your other aspirations? Do you know?
I have no
idea.
Aspirations.
You'll figure it out.
Maybe I'll invest in property. That's what I was. That was my plan until
that's a smart move.
COVID happened. I was gonna do like property and like buy property, but then COVID happened and I had to live off my savings. Blah blah blah.
What about you?
So when I first did porn, I knew that once it's done, it's done. It's gonna like be everywhere. There's no backing out, and I had the idea that I would ride it out as long as possible. Obviously, I stopped. But I kind of admire those girls who are older and they're still sex workers because, people at every age are sexual. And
true indeed.
Yeah, and, maybe somebody doesn't want to hang out with a little teeny bopper that's 18 and dumb and doesn't know anything about life yet. But as of right now, I am in nursing school.
Oh, all right.
And I do have a lot of personal goals. For dancing, again, as of right now, I want to do it as long as I can.
Yep.
I know we said all this junk about it, but like at
the end of the day, you still love it. Yeah.
I love it, and
I love it. I can't picture myself doing anything
Yeah,
else.
and again, it's not
I
of
love
the
that.
money. It's just what it is. Like I love being around people.
What
I love the
it
people that I
is.
meet, and
I don't know
all of
what
that.
it is.
But I
The
don't.
money, honey.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people don't realize this is a stepping stone job. Where, you know, for me, I'm gonna be able to pay my tuition with no issue.
Yeah, of course.
In my
But you're smart about it.
That's a lot of the girls,
Yeah.
though. You know, a lot of girls are really doing
There's a
it
lot.
just
That's
to,
another for you guys
to get through
listening,
school
that's
and stuff
another
like
big
that.
stereotype
Yeah.
about girls. So some of them are
Yeah.
actually doing it to pay.
and again, you have to be at a good mental state where you
Yeah.
can separate yourself from the madness. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we were talking about it in the car earlier. Like, I used to be friends with this one girl who was crazy. I'm not friends with her anymore. That's not.
Yeah,
good for
you
me.
have to separate yourself
know?
from people who are there are crazy people. You have
Yeah.
to separate yourself from those people.
Separate yourself from the
And
drama.
It's
It's
not
work.
all
Go to
that
work.
bad. It's
Exactly.
It's really just like a fun club. Like it's
Yeah.
not all that bad like what people think it is.
Yeah,
people have a bad idea, but
Yeah,
it's
they think
not.
we're all like hooked on drugs and loose.
and like
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Meet
that's
us.
that's one of the
It's not it at
stereotypes
all,
that you know
it's not that.
people think
I mean,
that.
They think
but
that we have no other option and we fall into it,
It's
but
not
no.
like that at all.
Not at all.
Some people are like that, but you have to like weed them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
just
not
be smart
like
about
that.
who you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
Kim just brought
When
up
we went to the spa
for my birthday. I had
Yeah.
a client from porn that
She
was
doesn't
very
even do
fond of
porn
me.
anymore.
Yeah, but
Still
we were
loves
so
her.
in touch, and he paid for all of us to go to a spa, my mom included, and that was really
Nice.
nice of him. Yeah. So and I think my mom, you know, she knows me on a personal level, so she knows, you know, I
You're
have my
honest with
shit
her.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she loves you. When you were in Vegas, I used to hang out with her mom when she wasn't even here, and we would talk about you, and she loves you so much, and she would be like, oh blah blah. She'd be like, I'm worried about her, but not really, because I know that she has good judgment,
Yeah.
and I know that she's safe, and blah blah. And I would like reassure her. I would be like, she has good judgment, and she's fine, honestly.
Yeah. I never put myself in bad situations.
Yeah, as
ever.
long you like, there obviously are some bad people, but you just like can't put yourself in bad situations, and you'll be fucking fine. So
Bye.
like
The
anything
money's
else.
not worth it at that point. Bye.
yeah,
You know, I'd rather have all my limbs attached and my mind's.
look at this text.
No, clearly it doesn't.
Read it out loud for the people.
No, don't. I hate him.
What?
This customer.
I see it.
So annoying. You know him?
Oh, this guy.
Look at how annoying.
See, work.
That's why. That's
He's
why.
annoying
You
to
made
text.
me
See,
Yeah.
actually, proof in the pudding. We just talked about
Yeah.
this earlier, guys. This is how they talk about you that bother them when they're not working.
You're annoying. If I'm working,
They're talking about you
If I'm working, I'll
behind.
suck up to it. But if I'm not working, we're gonna laugh at you. So, ooh,
Yeah, I hate to admit, it's very rare when I find a client that I'm actually like in love with, and I'm like,
I love that one person
rare.
that
So you guys seeking
No,
clients?
when that happens, that's when you become, what do you say, trophy wife?
Trophy wife.
Right?
I
no.
mean, not really. I have a customer that I really do love, and he is really great to me.
Is it who I think it
And
is?
I have a.
Yes,
I feel
okay.
a buck coming along.
no, I love him so much, and like that's like my only like exception. I feel like he's the only person that I really
Have empathy for.
I have empathy for him.
You guys have a real
We have a
connection.
real connection. I can really talk to him like about real shit, and like he like likes me as a person, and like he'll literally come to the club and just give me money just to talk to me. And which is so cool, and like I've never met anybody like that before.
Yeah.
So there's people like that, but then there's people who are like super fucking gross
Yeah.
and weird.
I had a client that I was so in love with.
Like
And,
this person.
yeah.
I was like, when are you coming back to
We could probably sell this to the customer.
Yeah, exactly.
2 hours. We could get $400 for this episode.
Let's do it, man. Let's work that angle. All right. Well, that was good. Yeah, that was interesting conversation about
yeah, man.
the sex business.
This could have gone on for like 5 hours.
But yeah,
that was good.
And you guys listen, we're putting more bonus content on Patreon.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe and join our Patreon and donate to our PayPal. And thank you, ladies, for coming
thank
on.
you girls coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Adrian,
for having me.
Adrian Hush, Kim leaving the stage. Street corner soapbox. We're fucking out of here.
Peace.
What a radio.
The Street Corner Soapbox.
If you're a fan of the podcast, you can help support the show by donating to our PayPal at paypal.me/Street Corner Soapbox.
That's right, guys. Make sure to like and share all of our episodes. And for easier access to our show, check out our link tree at linktr.ee/Street Corner Soapbox.